Hello everyone, this is Wrestling Watcher here, a YouTube channel that's about watching professional wrestling. Sami Zayn is back on Smackdown. Smackdown this past week opened with the MFT, My Family Tree, making their presence known. Solo Sikoa was out. He cut a standard heel promo, talked about how Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn had all been put down. And that, basically they were out there, no one could stop them. Out comes Sami Zayn, and he confronts Solo Sikoa, and he says that the MFT costing him his match against Rusev on Monday was a bit of a blessing in disguise. Now, Sami's been wanting to become world champion. He's been talking about it for a long while now, and that match against Rusev could have potentially allowed him to compete for a world championship, but since Solo and company cost him that match, Sami says it allows him to accomplish other things in WWE, including a championship he's never won before, the United States Championship. And he points at Solo's U.S. title, and they get into a scrap. And the MFT come in, start beating down Sami. Out comes Jimmy Uso for the save. They start beating him down, and then out comes Jacob Fatu, and the good guys, the baby faces, emerge on top. And a six-man tag is set up as the main event. Now, I think Sami being back on SmackDown is smart. I think it gives him fresh new opponents, a fresh new look, a chance to really elevate himself. That Raw babyface roster. You got Punk over there, you got LA Knight now, you got Jey Uso, you got, frankly, I think Roman Reigns would have to be considered a member of Raw, even though he's part-time. So you look at the babyface roster, it's a bit stacked. Putting Sami on SmackDown at least gives him something new, a new coat of paint, and something new to go after. And I like to see it with Solo. I think it's a good one-on-one match. Now, whether or not we get it at Paris, or Crown Jewel, or another PLE that supposedly might be happening in September, that for Brock versus Cena, which is another video in and of itself. But I do think Solo versus Sami is a great match. I think it's a little bit too soon to take that title off of Solo. I don't mind Sami being U.S. champion. I think it would be good for him. It's a bit of a booking conundrum, because if you're booking Sami to get to the World Championship, you really don't want him to lose much. But at the same time, you really don't want Solo to lose either, because you're also trying to build him. So it would be interesting to see how they get out of it, what happens with it. I would predict that Solo somehow retains, because you want to keep that going, I think, a little bit longer. But, whatever happens with Sami will be good. I have no doubt. There's opponents there that he could face. There's new looks he can do. Certainly Sami versus Drew McIntyre, again, one-on-one, eventually would be pretty good. If there was a proper story behind it. I would also look at Sami Zayn versus Logan Paul eventually. That could also have a great story behind it if done right. But yeah, Sami has some new looks here. I would say that, I predicted this with Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. That I thought with the MFT coming together like they did, Tonga, the brother of Tonga Loa, and Tala Tonga would eventually come back and screw over whoever Solo was facing off against at that time, Jacob. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Tama Tonga back screwing over Sami Zayn. I think that would be a pretty good ending. A pretty good finish to protect both guys, Solo and Sami. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. Thank you.